8 million trees bent over, ranging from 2 feet tall to 10 feet tall, crisscrossed and mismatched like the worst Chris with snowshoes trap on that you've ever seen in your life. Woo! All right. Wow. I'll tell you, chugging through the snow with snowshoes on, you can burn some calories. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. It's kind of a special video for me, so I'll try to keep it from being too much rambling on and on, but I'm reaching a milestone in my YouTube adventures. It was actually 3 years ago on January 9th that I finally got enough cojones to actually post a video. The more I watched other YouTubers, and I want to give them a proper shout out, there was a big three that kind of became my like nighttime television, and that was Mike and Josie from Bushcraft Bartons, Dave Canterbury's channel, you know, back 2010, 2011, it was extremely, you know, just taken off like a rocket, and then Dave from Really Big Monkey 1. Something kind of magical happened, and that was people. I started talking to people and getting comments from people, and it was something that I hadn't, you know, this is a story everyone's heard 1,000 times, so I'll try not to get too sappy, but it really opened up a part of my life that I never thought could exist, because, you know, here I am chatting with this guy named Daryl in Michigan, who I've never spoken a word to in my life, and we're actually sharing something, and it's like, wow. Holy moly. You know, and people just started becoming part of my life, and that's what really happens, is you develop a friendship with these people, and you know, whether you actually ever get to shake their hands and actually sit around a campfire and hang out, a lot of what we share here in the outdoor wilderness enthusiast community is personal. It's personal experiences, it's personal growth, it's an outlet for a lot of people to escape the real world and kind of just get back in tune with nature, from which we all came, and is unfortunately missing in a lot of our lives. I can really appreciate the folks who have that natural ability to film, and you know, I've gone through this rough patch of not really enjoying bringing electronics into the woods. And you know, any outing that you do that you try to film, the outing becomes more about filming than it does about enjoying the wilderness. And that's if you want to film the whole, you know, document the whole thing. And I've really enjoyed doing that, but there's not a lot of overnighter, day hike trips, you know, day-long trip videos on my channel, because after I'd done 3 or 4 of them, and or, you know, tried to film outings where I was meeting with other YouTubers, I realized that I was kind of missing out on the whole enjoyment of just being out in the wilderness. And of course, the plane, the other YouTube frustration. Yeah, see, that pilot just said, hey, I'm gonna go out and ruin everybody's YouTube video today. Curse you, airplane man. So just some quick gear rundown. I'm using MSR snowshoes. These are the Evos, and they actually have a really nice aggressive traction, nice hardware, and these are the ones that you can buy these extensions for. You just loosen this and this slides down, and this black portion comes off, so you have a much smaller snowshoe when you're in areas where you're not dealing with snow as deep. One of the presents that I've been totally geeking out about, and that I would never have bought for myself, is this awesome Gransfors Brook. This is the small forest axe. 20-inch handle. I think it's a 1.5 pound head. It's just freaking awesome. I love this thing. I haven't used it a ton, but you know, I've only had it for 2 weeks, and so far everything that I've done with it has been an absolute joy. The length and the weight gives you enough purchase of a handle to use, you know, devastating two-handed blows for taking care of some business. Now, you're not going to be chopping huge trees down with this, but you can also choke up on it, and just the way that the handle is weighted and shaped, you end up with something that feels like much like a crafting hatchet, you know, just by simply choking up because of the way that it's balanced. I just can't thank my family enough for buying me this. Like I said, I never would have bought it if it wasn't a birthday present. Yep, I just turned 40. I'm getting old. So this is my new day hike ruck that I have for the winter. It's a really good material. It's just your typical L bean hunting style bag. You have a pocket here on the lid, drawstring. It's just one big bucket. You got 2 pouches on either side, a bunch of retention straps and places to clip stuff. But one of my other best, newest pieces of gear that my family was so generous enough to give me was one of these bad boys. Boom! And I have to tell you, I absolutely love this thing. I've been drinking out of it around the house, but this is the first day that it's been out in the woods. The canteen lid, cup, and let's see, the lid, the cup, and the canteen, when empty, probably weighs as much as like the tall Pathfinder cup for a Nalgene bottle. It is amazing how light this is. Now, you fill it with water and it weighs as much as the water, but it's just such a top quality constructed piece of gear, and I can't, like I said before, this is one of those pieces of gears that I probably never would have bought myself because they are quite pricey, but to get it as a gift, my wife just rocks. You know, I gave her a list of a couple of things that I would love to have, and she got me every single thing on the list. I expected only one. So, you know, what I want to do is I want to get another lid and another cup. That way I can have a cup on the bottom and a cup on the top. So I have 2 cups, 2 lids, plus a container, and then I would consider that pretty much everything that I'd need for myself for a solo, you know, outing, as far as having 3 containers that can all be placed in the fire with lids. So I've had a lot of questions about the anorak that I wear. Now, I do have a Lester Rivers Boreal shirt as well that I bought for myself as a Christmas present or a birthday present a couple years ago. But this one here I made from a Italian officer's blanket, one of the 100% wool ones, and I hand stitched every single bit of this. You know, whip stitched all the parts and pieces together, and I did a cross stitch on all the edges, you know, doing the arms and tying down the sides, and the hood. Oh, the hood gave me a lot of hassle. In this part too, I tried to mimic what I was seeing online with the Boreal shirt. I didn't own one at the time that I built this, and I just did it with some shock cord. And I have some really crappy videos on how I built this if you're interested. But a couple other features I just wanted to show you guys real quick and then tip you down is obviously you got the big old kangaroo pouch, which holds a ton of stuff. I don't even know what I have in here. My wool gloves, piece of quartz that I found the other day, a little hank of paracord. But I mean, that is an enormous amount of stuff you could carry. But right here, what I did was I incorporated a tinder pouch that I didn't make real deep, but as I'm going around through the woods, this is waterproof material here. I can stuff tinder in here, and that way when I get to where I'm going, it's you know, it's there and it's ready to go. And then on the back side of the lid, I actually took a waterproof bag with a zipper on the side, and that's where I keep my cell phone. So, and you can also access this pocket without having to tip the pocket up, but I just figured I'd show you guys that. So those are 2 cool little add-ons that I did for, you know, just taking advantage of as much space as I could. And let's see, if I want to cinch this guy down, if I get this thing really full of tinder, I put this little loop on so you can draw it up, and then you got a little keeper right there, and that keeps this from flapping around, and all your tinder stays right in there, no problem. So here's a little bit of felt work that I did. I was very lucky to be at the Maine Primitive Skill School for a winter survival class. Brian Manning was there, Chris Wick, a bunch of other great people. But Hannah, who is a instructor there, she had all this wool and felting stuff, and I actually got to learn how to do this. So that is pretty cool. So the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys, and make a fool of myself trying to set up on camera for the first time ever, is this War Bonnet Ridge Runner hammock. I can't believe that my wife actually let me have one of these. I'm a complete and total hammock rookie. I have a cheap Walmart hammock, or a couple of cheap hammocks. I have a nice Brazilian lay hammock that Bruce from Nature Calls made me, that I'm still making friends with. But I got the luxury to check out a couple of different hammocks on outings that I've been privy to be a part of, and then also through different videos. And I saw this and I said, wow, I would love to have that. And our friend Loch Lannon posted a video of him doing a outing with his Ridge Runner, and he actually posted that they were having a big sale. So I got, like, I can't remember, it was some ridiculous amount of money off on this, like 45% off or something, as a pre-Christmas sale. So they're expensive. As my buddy William Collins says, buy it, cry once, and then love it for the rest of your life, because it's awesome. So I can't wait to make friends with this, and I'm going to try and set this up for you guys the best of my ability. Okay, here we go. So I got the tree huggers on, Marlin spike hitch. The hammock is laying down fairly low, which is where I want it for now, just so I can get used to it, not completely fall on break my neck. So now I got to get the poles up, go into each end, and they are right here. So again, never even taken these out. Well, there is the Ridge Runner, all set up. Got your Marlin spikes on the end, whoopee slings, you know, tree huggers. The cool thing about this hammock, oh, these are the spreader bars right here, the bigger spreader bar, and smaller one. I don't know if I have these set up right. I don't know if this is supposed to be the head or that is, but the bug net unzips all the way around, and then you roll it up, and then there's this nice little pocket that you can store it in if you don't need it. And then it has these awesome built-in little side pockets on both sides for you to stash your gear in. Now I'm going to try and sit down in this thing and not kill myself. Take off my hardware here, so I don't need to poke a hole in my new hammock. Alright, so say sit your butt down in it and reach across to the back side as you transfer your weight. Oh, well, that's not so bad. I was expecting to, like, go, whoa! Ah. Yeah. Hammocks are divine. I forgot to show you one of the coolest parts. This right here on the end. Whoop. Get my tripod all tangled up. This part right here on the end, it's a double layer, so you can go ahead and slide your sleeping pad in there, and that way it's not rolling and squeezing out and moving all around on you overnight. Bam, ba, 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 bam, bam. Dang, this is nice. So winter camping in a hammock is still out of reach because I don't have an underquilt, but I think, you know, that's something I can save up for, or maybe even purchase some used stuff and get crafty like Bruce and make my own. Several people have done their own underquilts, but You know, I mean, this is, as soon as you get the gist of how to set it up, I mean, the hammock sets up in no time. It's lightweight and it's super comfortable. Like I said, I mean, don't have really broad shoulders, but my shoulders are not being pinched together at all. Let's see if I can just lay on my side. Oh yeah, lay right on your side, no problem. It's not nearly as tippy as I thought it would be. Nap time. Yeah, I would say that the last 3 years that I've dedicated to trying to be a good little YouTube boy has been worth every little bit of the extra effort of filming, editing, all those untold things that make the magic of YouTube happen. I have some lifelong friends that are priceless to me. I've learned all kinds of amazing skills. You know, being a lifelong outdoor enthusiast here in the state of Maine, where we have 4 seasons, I've been able to share a little bit of stuff, but I feel like I've taken away, jeez. Huge pile of snow just nailed me right in the shin. Sorry about that. Was there a squirrel up there hucking at me, telling me to be quiet? Oh, that's funny. It scared me. But anyway, I feel like I've taken away more than I've given. So this year, like I said, I'm going to try and focus on maybe doing some quick tip type videos that just show you maybe a little bit of the things that I picked up either from other YouTubers or Outdoorsman, or maybe that I learned up in the school at Maine Primitive Skills School, which I plan on attending a bunch this year as long as time and schedules and all that line up. I'll definitely try and make my goal of sleeping outside, whether it's solo camping or group camping or car camping or whatever, but sleeping outside 40 nights. That's almost once a week. So I have to, you know, I got to keep up with it. I want to share some shop stuff with you guys from my woodworking shop, and of course there'll be, you know, plenty of me being goofy and my normal YouTube self, but try to be a little bit more productive and a little more efficient with my filming. That way I don't waste a whole outing in nature messing around with technology and kind of missing out on the moments. So I want to sincerely wish all of YouTube land a happy, healthy, prosperous new year. I hope 2017 rocks for you. I am definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys are going up to in the new year, and hopefully bringing you guys some decent YouTube footage. And you know, we'll just see how it goes. So you guys rock on. I'll catch you guys on the trail.